Hello, everybody. How are you? This is Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher, coming to you live from chilly Pennsylvania. Um, Took my grandson to school this morning and it was 32 degrees. Mother Nature needs a talking to. Who wants to talk to her? Seriously. Seriously. That's nuts. So I hope you all are doing well. I have been busy making bags for my Etsy shop and stitching on my birthday stitch and waiting for a little bit warmer weather. And yeah. So I don't really have much of a life update, I mean, that's about all there is to it. And yeah. I can't think of anything else. Honestly. Sun is shining today. It was rainy yesterday. I'm thankful for the rain. I don't know about you guys, but we need that. And I always used to tell my students that, a lot of rain in the spring means that hopefully we won't be hurting in the summer. They didn't like that. They wanted to be outside. And I loved it when it rained in the spring because then they were a little bit calmer. So I just wish it was a little bit warmer. My daffodils bloomed. The daffodils are dead. And yeah. So let's get into the whips. This is going to be relatively short because I don't have a lot of whips to show you. I know that last week was the first week of April and it should have been my Lady of the Flag week, but I got started on my birthday stitch and I couldn't put it down. So the lady might have gotten 4 stitches. So she's not worth showing you. And so I have about 4 maybe whips to pull out of my basket. And then I am going to, I'll mention some floss tubes I've been watching, and I found a couple new ones. And my plans, why? I think it's a Taurus thing. I'm a Taurus, okay? And, there's always, the ooh shiny around the corner. So I probably have 4 or 5 things that I want to start. I don't need to start anything, but I have things I want to start. Yes. I have bags to show you that I'm going to be loading into the Etsy shop in the next day, maybe even today, depending on when I get this done, because today is April 8th, which is Tuesday. And depending on the internet, this video might be up today, it might be up tomorrow, it might be up in the 23rd century. I don't know. All right. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you, I made this little patchwork bag. You'll be seeing some of these in a little bit, but this one I kept because it ended up being a little smaller than the rest. But this is a Bonnie and Camille bag. All right, so this is my birthday stitch. If you watched the last video or two, I mentioned that my birthday is at the end of the month. And that I wanted to do Grace by the Artsy Housewife. I am not doing this on 3 colors of linen. I'm just doing it on 1 piece. And this one means something to me because giving ourselves grace is difficult for various reasons. I mentioned before I grew up in a dysfunctional household, and I always felt like I had to take care of everything or that things were my fault. And it took me a long time to realize that I'm okay. Not perfect, but I'm okay. So I wanted to do this for my birthday, and my goal was to try and get it done in the month of April. It's 149 by 130. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know, whatever. I'll do what I need to do. And yeah. So I can't tell you what this was stitched on as the model because she says she just used 3 scraps of linen. And the threads are Classic Colorworks DMC and Weeks Dye Works. So here are my threads. All right, now my dear friend Kara, Pink Daisy Stitch, she made me a few floss drops for the DMCs with the picture. Aren't they gorgeous? I punched out the bird's face, but you know, they are just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And my floss bling on this, if you like floss bling, cute floss bling, Becky Socks for Mom has an Etsy shop. I'll put her down below. I found this bunny. I thought she was so cute. And of course she has a little red dress on. So I had to get that. So if you like cute floss bling. Isn't she cute? Cute little bunny. So I still have this in my hoop because I work on it daily, or I hope daily. I'm not a, you know, statistics person, but I have this in Markup RXP, and I knew I had printed the PDF, and I knew I had it, but I couldn't find it on my drive. So I went back into my Etsy purchases, and sure enough, there it was. So I downloaded it again, and I put it in Markup RXP, and that's the long way of saying that as of yesterday, with the rate I was stitching, I didn't get any stitching done on it over the weekend because I was working on bags. I was going to get it done based on my goal of 200 stitches a day. I would get it done at the beginning of May. Now, before on Friday, I would have had it done by April 28th. Yeah. Anyway, but this is where I am. Now, I am doing this on, what am I doing this on? 36 count Beach Brew by R&R. I love the colors. And of course, there is one little mistake. I mean, I was putting these things in and it wasn't lining up. And then I realized that this was somewhere in here was 1 stitch too far this way. So it shifted everything. And when you look at it in the long run, it's not going to make a difference. So I'm not ripping things out. But I love it. Now, if you go over to the Hathaway Stitchers, Amity, I always get them mixed up. She did Grace and she did, I think it's Peace, and she put them together. So like in here, she joined this branch or tree trunk or whatever you want to call it with the one in Peace, and she made it all 1 stitch. It's gorgeous. So go over and check them out. I'll put the video, the link to their Flosstube down below. And it was the most recent video. So yeah, check that out. But anyway, that's my birthday stitch. I would like to get it done as close to my birthday as I can. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I don't, you know, there goes that Grace thing. I don't kill myself. You know, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm trying to get things done by a certain time. So it is what it is. You know, I can't beat myself over the head for everything. And I keep my information on one of my my project cards. These are my newer designs. I do not have these in my shop yet, but all the designer, start date, everything information. See, I even have to put the start date. And then I have information on the back and any notes I want to take. This one for flosses, I just said called for. Classic Colorworks, DMC, Weeks Dye Works. If I had substituted anything, I would have put a note down here. And then I have all my social information here, and of course my frog, because I frog. I'm a frogger. We need an organization, Froggers Anonymous. So that's that. I'm really enjoying this. I know that Jenny from the Bougie Stitchers is working on it. A couple other friends are working on it. So, you know, it's not officially a SAL, but if you would like to work on it and join us, please do. All right, next whip. One of my whip wheel choices for March was Summer Quaker. I think I took a picture of it where I was. If I did, I will insert it. I keep it in this bag. This was a panel thing that I got to make a bag with handles, and I didn't want to, so I used it for a project bag. All right. So Summer Quaker is one of, I think it's Leela's Studio. She has all four. She has summer, winter, fall, and spring. She just came out with the winter. So here's summer. Now, there are some mistakes in the chart, at least in my version of the chart. I don't know if the mistakes have been rectified in newer charts. So I would go into her website and print the corrections. So for example, there's something in here in these squirrely things in the green border. All right. So I would go in and I would make the corrections. I think I printed 3 pages of corrections. Okay. And here are my colors on some floss drops that were cut for me, printed for me by Chris the Camping Stitcher. I'm using the DMC. I'm not using anything fancy. And I have it on a Whoopie Pie floss bling that was given to me by Missy of 2 Needles Pulling Thread. I am doing this on 36 count ledger by Bestitch Me. I got a lot done on this. I think I got a page done on this. So I was pumped. All but a page done on it. I love these crabs. I do not like to eat crab, but I love those crabs. I really like this. Really, really. So, yeah. It's Budamus. Budamus. So, I have Spring Quaker kitted and I have Fall Quaker kitted. And I am hoping, my plan is this Saturday to pick up my market haul. I don't even have any market haul to show you. From Needlecraft Corner in North Baltimore. I'll put the web address down below when I go to Stitchy Day. So I will have winter as well. All right, next one. Keep this in a bag I bought from Goose using Lori Holt fabric. This came up on the whip wheel. This is Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird. This is another one where I just had to say, okay, I'm fine with it. And if the Stitch Police want to fuss at me, they can. But yeah, I'm not going to change my mind. This border here and this one, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe this one. I don't know. They're supposed to be satin stitch. And friends said, well, try going, you know, across and then up and down, you know, because if you go across, you just do the strand and then you go up and down on top of it, you won't see through it. If do the, so, you know, they had wonderful suggestions for me, and I wasn't satisfied. I was being too hard on myself, and that's one of my, I don't want to say flaws, but personality quirks, is being very hard on myself. So I just said, you know what? Doing cross stitches is going to be fine. It's my stitch. I'm doing it so I don't frustrate myself, because if I kept trying to do it, I was ready to just toss it, and I did not want to do that. So I ended up doing this border, and I believe I did some down here on this one as cross stitches, and I'm good with that. Here are my colors. We have Weeks, and we have Gentle Arts, and we have, I did put a color and cotton in there for something, and I had to substitute a couple DMCs because I did not have the called for. So that's that. And don't ask me what I'm doing this on, because I never wrote it down. I think I'm doing it on the called for, which would be Legacy. Picture This Plus Legacy. But I can't promise that. And I did not get far on this because, like I said, I was fighting with myself about doing these borders in cross stitch. Yeah, this one and this one. I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks fine, and I'm happy with it. So let me try to turn this light on, see if it does anything. Is that going to help? So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I get into a stitch and I find that I want to keep stitching on it. And I try not to, because I know if I keep stitching on it, then I won't have a whole lot to show you guys. And if I don't have a lot to show you guys, then what's the point, right? So, but I would like to work on these enough to get a decent chunk completed on them. All right, so the final one I worked on, I have a Facebook group, and if you are not a member and would like to join, please check it out, The Disorderly Stitcher, and you must answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, I will send it back to you and say, please answer the questions. All right, so I keep this in a penny and tunny bag I bought. Isn't it pretty? You know, it's a red sampler bag because in it I am housing a red sampler. I believe this is from the Words of Wisdom box that I got on a Stash Unload group. So this is Elizabeth Hull, 1863. If you've been with me long enough, you know that my favorite color is red. And a Zoom friend of mine, Amy, Fiber Arts Amy, has started to dye a wool silk blend floss. And because it's a thicker floss, you don't unstrand it. You use it the way it is. I'm doing this on 32 count. And so I have all the information here on my original project card. It has all the project information here, but on this one, on the back, I have a space where you could list out your flosses. Oh, it's 30 count, excuse me. So I'm doing this on 30 count American Chestnut by R&R. So I pulled this out for a Zoom the other night. And that's as far as I got. I love the old look of the wool floss. And I don't mind doing letters. Letters to me are quick and I can see progress with them. So that one's coming along. If I really sat down and worked on this, I could get it done. So it's a red sampler. It's in my red sampler bag with all my stuff. There we go. So really, that's all the whips I have to show you. I wanted to do more on Lady of the Flag, but it just didn't get done. So there we go. So what do I have kitted? Too many things. So one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to try something on 56 count. And I purchased a piece of gray, I think it's just a gray Zweigart. Pearl gray Zweigart from Hollis Hands Creates. Christine has a shop on Etsy. I'll put the link down below. So it's just a gray. All right. So I'm like, okay, I could do red on there. But I'm limited to the colors I could do. So I thought, all right, I'll do black. So I dug through my belongings and I found this pattern by GGR, Collection Privé, Elizabeth A. Wendon, 1864. The model was stitched on 40 count beige by Weeks Dye Works with Weeks Dye Works mascara, which is a black, and then or DMC 939, which I think is a blue. But anyway, doesn't matter. And I decided that I was gonna do it on this 56. Well, I have been guided by other friends that, you know, it's going to be hard to get those threads through on 56. So a friend of mine, Kelly, hi Kelly, said, you know, that she has used Swasserfine on like 46, 56. I don't know if she's done it on 56. So I went into Hobby House and I bought 2 spools of Swasserfine silk, not knowing how much I was going to need. So that's what I'm going to do on this gray 56 count. I will let you all know what funny farm I have been admitted to after I start this, if it drives me crazy. I just hope I can see it even through the magnification. But, you know, you don't know what you don't know. And you don't know if you can do it until you try, right? So that's the plan with that. What else do I have ready to go? I showed you, I think I showed you Maggie May last time. Yes, I did. The next one I pulled out, who was doing Little Robin Designs? I think it might have been Tara at Sully Stitches, Tara Sullivan. But anyway, like I said, it might have been her. I don't quite remember. But she pulled out one of the Little Robin trios. And I thought, well, I have the Little Liberties. And it's just 2 colors. And these were done on 40 count, fiber on a whim, cream and sugar. Don't have that. So I pulled out a piece of 40 count albarium from Cedar River Linens. Let me see if I can turn this. Get a little more light. From Cedar River Linens. And then Missy from 2 Needles Pulling Thread had sent me these Farmhouse Flossies silks. I think they're silks. Sooty Santa and Mary Lou Blue. And they're 10-yard skeins. So I should be able to do pretty well. So I have that ready to go. on my list of things to do between 2 and 4 in the morning. Right? Right. That was always our joke with my father-in-law. When are you going to get that done? Oh, between 2 and 4 in the morning. So that's on my list of things I would like to start. I think I should have been the start-along stitcher or start-em-all stitcher. At this point, I probably have close to 50 whips. Do I care? No. And there was one more. Oh, it's over here. The avalanche just happened. So one night on our Zoom, my friend, I think it was Kelly, again, she's such an enabler. She showed her Hannah Green, 1826, I can't read backwards and upside down, showed her Hannah Green. It was the Queen of the May for 2024. I had found this on the Stash Unload group, and the gal that was selling it also had all but 2 of the 103s. So I have ordered those last 2 103s from 123 Stitch. And I'm going to do this on 46 count sugar cookie by Color and Cotton. I got this. I don't know why I got this, but I got it. So that one's kitted and ready to go in my so apropos Monopoly bag. Right? Right. You know, Monopoly is so antique looking. I mean, it is antique. It's almost 100 years old. My father had a Monopoly set from the 30s. The houses were wooden. You know, the houses and hotels were wooden. So, yeah. I still have the pieces. I don't have the game, but I have the pieces. I wish I still had the game. So, those are the 3 things I have going. I can't remember if I showed you that I also have, maybe I didn't. I don't think I did. Let Freedom Ring by Leela Studio. It's huge. And I was watching the Boss Stitchers, and Jane, hi Jane, hi Chris, Jane showed hers. And I was talking about it in my Zoom group, and Kelly's working on this. And so I thought, well, what the heck? You know, I mean, what's another big ass project? Right? So I pulled all the threads. Now what's interesting is on my chart, I have it digitally, so I'll try to put a picture in. On my chart, Independence Hall is charted with used brick. On Jane's chart, it was charted with Calico Kitty. I kind of like the idea of Calico Kitty better because it looks more weathered. But this is going to be a big project, and I'm going to do it on 36 count Grog by Be Stitch Me. There you go. You know, there were a couple in here that I wasn't sure about, but you know, when I'm not sure about them, I will pull on one strand and lay it on the fabric and say, okay, well, if it's all by itself, it's not going to show up. But then I go back in the chart and I look to see if it's surrounded by other colors, and if it is, then I'm okay with it. And that's what's going to happen with at least one of those threads. So those are some of the things I have on the back burner. All right. So let's talk about some Happy Mail and a little bit of haul. And then I'll show you some bags. And I forgot to pull for the share for last week. So maybe I can try and edit. I'll insert another video. I can do that. All right. So one of my dear viewers sent me some happy mail. She sent me a couple of Joann's gift cards. She sent me these beautiful counting pens. You see the cats? Aren't they cute? She sent me Fancy Green Nancy. I had not seen that, so I love that. She sent me frog floss drops. I don't know why she thinks I need frog floss drops. By, what's that say? Willoughby Ann, willoughbyann.com. Aren't they cute? I thought they were cute. The cats are from Romy's Creation, if you didn't catch that. So thank you so much, Meg. I appreciate it. You know, your friendship is incredible, and I am going to enjoy working on those things. I think what I might do when I get Lily the animal cracker, because she's a frog. Right? Right. All right. So like I said, I don't have my market haul yet, but hopefully by the next video, I'll just, you know, I don't even know if I'll cover it because you'll have seen what everybody got before you'll see mine. So the one thing I did get was, I am a fabric ambassador for Grace Notes. They asked me to do this, and so they send me a piece of linen every month, and this is the I believe it's the color of the month, and this is, I love the name, it's gray, and the name is Eeyore. I love Eeyore. Oh well, yeah. So this is Eeyore, and I get a fat quarter of 36 count. So if you've never tried Grace Notes, it's a great fabric. And go over and check out their website. They have some beautiful colors. And one of Corinne's daughters is now, I believe it's her daughter or her sister, or both, are now dyeing floss. And they call them floss tones. So go check them out. They're beautiful colors. Another thing I bought I bought these two from Jenny. Jenny from the Bougie Stitchers has opened an online shop, hoping to progress into a brick and mortar. And it's this cross stitch emporium. I'll put the link down below. And I ordered a couple charts from her. I ordered this one I did not order with my market haul because I wasn't sure about it. You know, it's another big ass project from Plum Street, but I couldn't resist. So I got the tomato sampler. When I see the ladies that are charted with big hips, it reminds me that my big hips are just fine. Right? Right. You know, there was a time when women would put on side cages, like hoops, but side cages to make their hips look bigger. Can you imagine being the lady in waiting that would have to hold up somebody's skirts so they could go to the bathroom with all that? Yeah, anyway, you didn't need to know that, but it's true. The other one I bought is Samplers and Primitives. I fell in love with this. I hemmed and hawed about it, but there was something about that bee and those soft colors. This is charted totally in DMC except, well, no, I shouldn't say that. DMC weeks, it says a sampler and a shaker thread. I don't know what the difference is. All right. And Classic Colorworks. But anyway, I love it. Love it. And it says, the hum of the bees is the voice of the garden. I just love that bee. Someday my prince will come. Yes. Did you see the new Snow White? I have not. I've heard mixed feelings about that. So there we go. That's my whips and my Happy Mail and my haul. So I'm going to fix myself in this chair before I fall off. And I'm going to show you some bags that I'm going to put into the shop. And then I will stop this video because you can't pause on an iPad. I don't know why. And at least I don't think you can. If you can, somebody tell me that. And I will try and shoot another video for the shares. The shares were two of the stitch cards, stitch card V and stitch card U, and two country cottage needlework. So I will do my best with that. Hi everybody, it's me again. So I'm inserting this video for the shares from the last video that I had forgotten to pull. So as I mentioned, we had 4 shares. We had the ice cream shop, and we had the surf shop, and stitch card set U, and stitch card set V. So here we go. And I will put the names down across the bottom, and I'll also list them down below. Why not? So if your name was drawn, please email me disorderlystitcher@gmail.com and put share winner in the subject bar. And then remember, you must be over 18 so that I can legally ask for your address. Please do not use the word winner or anything in your email as far as, well, I guess I just said that. Share winner, whatever. Anyway, let me know your name and address and what you want. I have it written down, but, disorderly here. So the surf shop is going to go to at Teresa Gradina 1875. Teresa Gradina 1875. So congratulations, Teresa. The surf shop, the ice cream shop is going to at Arlene Curry. At Arlene Curry, ARLEENCURRY. So there's the ice cream shop. Stitch set U is going to at Glenda Mitroff 2321. At Glenda Mitroff 2321. So congratulations to Arlene and Glenda. And the final set of stitch cards is going to at Linda Hankey. All right, Linda, congratulations. So as I said, if your name was drawn for one of those, please email me, disorderlystitcher@gmail.com, and give me your name and full mailing address, and I will get them out in the mail as soon as possible. All right, there you go. Back to your normally scheduled video. All right, so bags for the shop. I do not have the frog charm on them yet, but I will be putting them on. So I don't know what happened, but last week my rotary cutter was on fire. And I think I have about 20 bags, 20 give or take. So I have 2 of these. I love those little houses. I decided to go with the gray zipper because I felt that the red would be too bright against those soft colors. And the inside is these red flowers that was part of the line. So I have 2 of those. I have 2 of the, whoops, 2 of the Bonnie and Camille patchwork. And they will fit a regular size chart. And the lining is the hexies. So I have 2 of those. I have 2 of this beautiful floral. And the inside is this that goes with it. So 2 of those. I have 4 of this red French General. And the inside of that one is a French General print that goes with it. So I have 4 of those. I have 4 of these pink butterflies. I thought they were so pretty. And the inside is a stripe that complements the colors in the front, complete with a thread that shouldn't be there, right? So there we go. So I have 4 of those. I have 3 dragonflies. And the inside of that is purple. I don't know if they're thistles or if they're like dandelion poof. But those are so pretty. I have 4 of the spools. I love those spools. And I chose to pull the green, the limey green out for the zipper. And on the inside is sewing machines. So I have those. Told you my rotary cutter was on fire. This is fabric that when I bought it, I only found a yard. And I love this so much. If you're into farm animals, chickens and sheep, aren't they cute? I love them. And I chose a brown zipper, and then the inside is a red gingham. So I did a search on Etsy the other day, and I found a half a yard of it. So I bought some to make a bag for me. I have 2 dragons. I know dragons are a thing, especially now with the Fourth Wing book that came out. So I have 2 dragons, and the inside is like the sky, space, whatever. So I have 2 of those. And finally, I have 3 blueberries. I thought they were cute. And the inside is a blue gingham. So if you are interested in any one of those bags, please, like I said, I have to take pictures, excuse me, and I have to get them loaded into my Etsy shop. And yeah. Now, another thing that I wanted to announce regarding my bags, a few videos ago, someone asked me if I was going to make bags with my Peanuts fabric. And I wasn't sure if I could because of copyright. But then I went and looked on Etsy, and there's tons of items that are made using Peanuts characters. You know, there's needle minders, and there's t-shirts, and there's this, and there's that. So yes, I will be making bags with my Peanuts fabric. I cannot, well, I'm not going to say I cannot. I cannot post bags on my Etsy shop made with Disney fabric. I don't have a lot of Disney fabric. I have some Disney princess fabric, and I have Up, and I have some Star Wars fabric, but yeah. So those I cannot put in my Etsy shop. So there you go. All right. I do have some plans in the future. I bought some mini charm packs of the new Sacre Bleu French General. So I'll be making some patchwork bags out of that. And I bought some, let me see if I can reach it. Ooh! I bought a charm pack to cut up and make patchwork bags out of this beautiful lighthouse by Laundry Basket. So I'll be making those. And I have, that's over there, I have Denim and Daisies by, I think it's Fig Tree, to make some patchwork bags out of. So that's on the list of things to do. Okay. So if you have any questions for me, please email me or put a comment down below. My email is down below in the description box, disorderlystitcher@gmail.com. I read every comment as it comes in. Sometimes I comment back, sometimes I just put a little heart, but I do read every comment. And I greatly appreciate those of you who do comment. I also appreciate all of you that are watching my videos. I greatly appreciate all of you who have purchased bags from my Etsy shop. You know, this is my hobby job, and it keeps me busy now that I'm retired. I have gotten out of the habit of looking at the clock and thinking, oh, it's third period. Oh, it's fifth period. Oh, I wonder what, you know, it took me a couple months to get out of that. And so now, you know, I work on bags, I stitch. One thing I do want to do is I want to work on my quilts. I haven't worked on any of my quilts in ages. So I have 2 quilts and a wall hanging, or a lap quilt that I need to bind. That's on the agenda here soon. And so, yeah. So that's where we are. I don't think I have anything else to show you. Okay, another one that I forgot to do is the Flosstube mentions, and I will list these down below. As I said, there's at least one new one to me, maybe a couple new ones to me, but one new stitcher that I found. Two new stitchers that I found that did Flosstubes. So, as I mentioned before, I turn on Flosstube while I'm sewing or while I'm stitching, and I put my earbuds in. So, these are some of the ones I watched in the last week or so. The Cheshire Stitcher, she's from Great Britain. Hathaway Stitchers, I mentioned Amity and her take on the Grace chart, Grace and Peace. Stitch and Button, she's a hoot. The Camping Stitcher, Crosshatch Quilts, Pumpkin Creek Primitives, Stitching Scotty, Janet Jabber, Mainly X Stitch. Mainly is M-A-N-E-L-Y, so she's from Maine. She's a new one, fairly new to me. And Cute Olive, she's new. She has one video out. So if you have some time to go watch them and give them some love, that would be awesome. All right. So again, back to your regularly scheduled video. So take care of yourselves. Stitch what you love what you stitch, and remember to give yourself grace. It's okay. It's okay. All right? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.